Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I hope you all will be fine. Assalamu alaikum. Now we are going to talk about Basidiomycota, phylum Basidiomycota. Here in your course outline of the fungal systematic parts, your course outline is divided into two parts, mycology and plant pathology. While we are talking about the fungal systematic parts, we previously discussed about Ascomycota, in which we have discussed about its two representative orders, Erysipelas and Pizizales, in which we have studied about the general character of Pizizales, and Erysipelas we have studied its representative member, Plumeria graminis. Today we are going to proceed our next lecture, that is Basidiomycota, in which we will study about its representative orders, Agaricales, Polyporales, Uridinales and Astrileginales. Now today's lecture is about the general characters of Basidiomycota. Here I have arranged a fungal phyla mentioned in our syllabus. From where we have started was the Oomycota. It's a list organized to kingdom which they belong. Oomycota, where we have studied Pyronosporales. Then this list is organized according to their vegetative form, that is absence or presence of septate, diversity and complexity. Chytridiomycota, Zygomycota, which is now termed as Mucoromycota or Mucorales in the recent literature. Then Ascomycota, we have previously discussed about the Erysipelas and Pizizales. Now our topic of concern is Basidiomycota, in which we will study about Agaricales, Polyporales, Uridinales and Astrileginales. Then we will talk about Deuteromycetes or Deuteromycota. This is the species or diversity of the Basidiomycota. This is the latest version of species diversity from different books of fungi. According to Kirk et al. In 2008, there are 3 subphyla, 16 classes, 52 orders, 177 families, almost 15,000 and above genera, and 30,000 above species. That was all about the latest version of Dictionary of Fungi. Now we are going to the updated number of phyla. According to the recent studies, there are 4 subphyla, there are 18 classes, 68 orders, 250 families, almost 2000 genera, and above then 40,000 species. You can see there is 10-year difference between these species. So that was a species diversity according to latest version and according to previous version. While we are talking about the Basidiomycota, what are Basidiomycota? Why they are termed Basidiomycota? Because they produce their basidiospores on a club-shaped structure known as basidia. They produce basidiospores on the club-shaped structure basidia. Together with Ascomycota, Basidiomycota constitute a subkingdom Dicaria, and its member refers to higher fungi within the Ascomycota. Basidiomycota is second largest phylum in accordance with species constitute as compared to Ascomycota, where we have studied that Ascomycota is the largest phylum. Ascomycota is the first largest phylum, while Basidiomycota is the second largest phylum with specific reference to species. Here we have discussed about the species diversity according to the recent fungi book and according to the recent literature and about previous literature. Now moving to the next slide. Species in this phyla are morphologically similar, hence called mushrooms. Here in the picture you can see the mushrooms, because all the species related to this phyla are called mushrooms. Mushroom is an important part of Basidiomycota. Talking about the picture, the mushrooms are described any fruiting bodies. Mushroom is a type of any fruiting bodies having a stalk, which you can term as stipe. Any type of fruiting bodies having a stalk or stipe, or it have an umbrella shaped cap, and stalk or stipe. These are gilt fungi because they bear plate like structure under pileus. You can term its cap as pileus. It is termed as, these are the plate like gills. This is stipe or stalk. This is umbrella like cap known as pileus, and these are gilled mushrooms because they bear plate like structure under pileus. Moving to the next slide. Here in the slide you have seen non-gilled mushrooms. Non-gilled mushrooms mean they have pores. Pores are tubes. While in the previous picture you have seen, here is a plate of gills. There were some plates like this. They were termed as gilled mushroom, but these are non-gilled mushroom and have pores or tubes on hymenium. What is hymenium? Hymenium is any exposed or fertile layer. So at the hymenium there are tubes or pores. This mushroom also have stalk, and this mushroom also have pileus. Sometimes these are called as boletus. Normally the non-gilled mushroom are called as boletus. Moving on to the next picture. All the species you are seeing in this picture are Cantharellus. These are all Cantharellus. Here you can see it is a Cantharellus mushroom. It is also a Cantharellus mushroom. How beautiful is this mushroom? You can see these are Cantharellus mushroom are chicken of woods. Chicken of woods are Cantharellus mushrooms. Cantharellus, a genus of popular edible mushroom called Cantharellus. Cantharellus is a genus of popular edible mushroom known as Cantharellus. These possess gills, but these are pseudogills. While in the first pictures we have seen gills, in the second picture we have seen non-gilled mushroom. In these pictures we are seeing pseudogills. They possess bear gills, but the gills are not true gills, so they are known as pseudogills. So we can say these are not true mushrooms. Most of the members of Cantharellus are edible. Moving on to the next slide. Here is an interesting mushroom. It is known as bracket fungi or bracket fungus. Bracket fungi is an important member of Basidiomycota. Where it is found? It is found on dead logs. Here you can see it is mostly found on logs, woods, on bark of trees. Where it is found? On dead logs or on the bark of trees, and it is an important member of Basidiomycota. Moving on to the next slide. These are the species which are known as polypurales. These are known as polypurales. While they are polypurales, because most bracket fungi included in this group, they bear hymenium. Hymenium is any fertile fruiting bodies that is composed of pores. Here in the first picture you can see pores. So these are known as polypores, and mostly the bracket fungi is included in this group, and the hymenium bear pores. Hymenium is any fertile fruiting bodies. Moving on to the next slide. These are quite interesting and beautiful mushrooms known as puffballs. These are puffballs. Puffballs are an important member of Basidiomycota. It includes Bovista and Calvitia species. Calvitia gigantea, commonly called giant puffball, is one of the largest fruiting body produced by this fungi, and it belongs to puffball groups. Calvitia gigantea are known as giant puffballs, commonly called as gasteroid fungi. Puffballs are commonly known as gasteroid fungi. Then in the next diagram you can see stinkhorn. Stinkhorn is a representative genus of Basidiomycota, and these species produce a very foul smell, so they are known as stinkhorns. And in the picture you can see these are the fruiting bodies which look like horns. Then moving to an interesting part, that is earth stars. Earth stars are known as gasteroid adjustrum fungi as well, and these are the important members of Basidiomycota. Then you can look like these fungi are very colorful and very interesting, known as jelly fungi. Jelly fungi are included in phylum Basidiomycota. These are very diverse and produced color fruiting bodies like light yellow, orange, black, grayish, all type of colors. They produce very beautiful colors and very beautiful looks. Their fruiting bodies look like very beautiful. Then you are familiar with the most interesting fungi, that is known as smut fungi. Here is the smut fungi. Smut fungi is present on the plants in form of spores grown on any fruiting bodies of plant, that is the inflorescence of plant. Here you can see they are produced on the inflorescence of plant and damage the plant inflorescence. Here it has damaged the plant inflorescence. In this picture you can see these are the smut fungi produced in the form of spores and are grown on the fruiting bodies of the plant or inflorescence of the plant and cause disease on the inflorescence of plant. Then you are also familiar to the representative genus or representative species of the Basidiomycota, that is rust fungus. Rust fungi. Rust fungi produce rusty spores on the vegetative plant body. In the diagram you can see these are the rusty spores on the vegetative plant body. These rusty spores infect the vegetative plant body and cause disease in the plant. Now we are talking about the general characters of Basidiomycota. Basidiomycota are named as Basidiomycota because they produce their basidiospores in the club-shaped structure known as basidia. These are filamentous fungi except Basidiomycota yeast. Mostly are the filamentous fungi except as yeast. Reproduce sexually by basidia and basidiospores and produce their basidia in a club-shaped structure. Look like this club-shaped structure termed as basidia. 4 external meiospores are produced in basidia. There are 4 external spores are produced in the basidia. These meiospores are also termed as basidiospores. These specialized spores are called as basidiospores, and some members reproduce asexually in addition or exclusively. Some of its members produce asexually but mostly produce sexually, and they form clamp connection. Clamp connection is a distinctive anatomical feature. Clamp hyphae. What is the clamp connection? In this feature, two hyphae join or two adjacent cells are joined of any filament. Two adjacent cells are joined with the help of clamp connection, and the cell content is moved from one to the other cell. And also we will discuss in detail in the next lecture about the clamp connection, but in simply, clamp connection is connection between any two hyphae or between any two filaments, filamentous hyphae, in which two cells move their content from one cell to other cell. Then Traditionally, the Basidiomycota was divided into two classes. That is now invalid because we have previously studied that there are 4 phyla in many classes. But traditionally, earlier, the Basidiomycota were divided into two classes only. Homobasidiomycetes are heterobasidiomycetes. Homobasidiomycete is termed as holobasidiomycetes and included mushrooms. Heterobasidiomycetes include jelly, rust and smut fungi. Now we just use the term holobasidia and phragmobasidia according to Weber and Webster in 2007. Now the term holobasidia and phragmobasidia is used only. Here in the picture you can see various type of basidia or various type of holobasidia. Holobasidia means that they are aseptate. There is no formation of septate. In the figure A, B, E, F, G and H are the various type of holobasidia, while in D and E are heterobasidia, and these have deeply lobed basidia and look like tuning fork. These have deeply lobed basidia and look like tuning fork. Holobasidia bears sterigmata, which are none but short stalks on which basidia are produced. Here you can see the holobasidia. As I have told you earlier that AB type is the holobasidia type. Here is the formation of sterigmata. Sterigmata are what? Sterigmata are actually the short stalks on which basidia are produced. Here is the hyphae, here is the sterigmata, and on which basidia are produced. While in the diagram D and E, heterobasidia and the basidia are deeply lobed and look like tuning fork, while in E and G, holobasidia don't bear sterigmata and called asterigmates or asterigmate basidia. Here in the G and in the E you can see there is no formation of sterigmata, while in all other cases there is a formation of sterigmata. So these holobasidia don't possess sterigmata and are termed as asterigmate. Moving on to the next slide. The previous slides have been pasted 2 times. Now moving to the next slide, that is the phragmoblast. Previously we have studied the holobasidia. These were the aseptate basidia, while phragmobasidia are those basidia means they are septate. In the diagram A, B, C, you can see transversely septate basidia. A, B and C are transversely septate basidia. In A is thin-walled hypobasidia or hypobasidium of Ericulum species. B is hook-shaped epibasidia. B, in the diagram B you can see hook-shaped epibasidia, while these were the hypobasidia. In the C is a fin-walled hypobasidia in Septobasidium genus. This is the hypobasidia of Septobasidium genus. You can see the hypobasidia. While in the D and E, longitudinal, here you can see longitudinal or obliquely septate heterobasidia. Longitudinal or obliquely septate heterobasidia are present. While in the diagram F, heterobasidia with 4 epibasidia, 1, 2, 3, 4. Heterobasidia with the 4 epibasidia, see in the picture, which are separated by septum. Here you can see the formation of septum. Epibasidia is separated by the septum. While in case of G, H, I and J are thick-walled probasidia. These are thick-walled probasidia, with tubular basidia. Here is the tubular basidia, here is the tubular basidia. Producing spores. G, H, I and J possess tubular basidia or probasidia which produce spores, while in G, basidiospores are produced on the sterigmata, and this is a teleospore. Here you can see the presence of sterigmata. In G, the presence of sterigmata, and this is teleospore from where the proboscidium are formed. These are teleospore and proboscidium is formed. While in H, I and J, basidiospores not born on sterigmata. Here is nothing, not any the presence of sterigmata. Basidiospores are not born on the sterigmata. While in the H, spores of Astylago smut fungi. H is the spore of Astylago smut fungi. While in I, these are Tiletiospore. I is the Tiletiospore. While in J, Nivosia species spore and disease on monocot plant is born. These were the spores of Nivosia species, and they mostly produce disease on monocot plant. That was all about your lecture about the general characters of Basidiomycota. We will discuss in detail about its representative genus in the next lecture. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.